Hello, I'm Helen, and today I'm going to talk about our full moon, which rises just after sunset this evening, but reaches absolute fullness when it's high in the sky at near enough midnight this evening. At this stage, it will be drawing up high tides, which will increase probably over the next day or so as the oceans catch up with the moon's draw. The moon is travelling through Gemini. At time of fullness, it'll be at nearly 4 degrees. It'll also be in the 5th lunar Arabic mansion in the crown of Orion, but connecting with the 6th lunar mansion through the fixed star El Henna with which it parallels. This is a time, according to these mansions, when perhaps you may wish to lay siege to an enemy city, you may wish to wage war, you may wish also to make friends, but you won't want to start any new enterprises at this stage, and you shouldn't expect a large harvest because this may well disappoint. Now the moon marks time for us all. It gives us our word for month, and it also underlies the words for calendar, insofar as the Roman calends were the first day of the month, as marked by the new moon, and this was a time when debts became due. There are different ways to mark the months, which give the month a different length. Often they're over 27 days, one of them is over 29. For instance, the sidereal month, the one which the lunar mansions bring in, is around about 27 and a bit days long, and it marks the moon's progress as it orbits around the Earth, as it's seen against the constellations and the fixed stars. We also have the draconic month, which is as the moon goes around its orbit and comes back to one of the nodes. Or we have the anomalistic month, which is the time it takes for the moon to move from perigee, the point it's nearest to us, to apogee when it's furthest away and back again. These are all 27 and a bit days long. We also have the synodic month, which is over 29 days and is in respect of the moon's phases, or the Earth's perspective of the sun and the moon's relationship with each other. Perspective is all in astrology. Let's think about the full moon itself. You know, it will be full, but it won't be so very, very full as it was a couple of months ago in September, when we had the eclipse, the blood moon, and the supermoon all in one moon, so that it was huge and red. At this stage it was at its perigee, it was closest to us, and it loomed large, and it promised high tides and possibly extreme events. But now the moon is moving away from that point in its full moon cycle, which is a 14-month-long cycle, varying according to the month you're counting, as the moon moves from its perigee to its apogee and back again in a larger cycle. So you have the large full moon at when the moon is at perigee, and then about 4 months after that you have a new full moon, which is when the moon reaches its perigee at the first quarter. At this stage, the moon is not as small as it might be, but it's much smaller than it was before. And when you've got the moon coming to its perigee just before the full moon, the full tides, the high tides that you might have expected given the kind of promise that kind of succeeded the full moon, they won't materialize. And the same would probably be said for what you might expect astrologically from the full moon's promise. So what we have at the moment is a beautiful moon, which is quite large, but don't expect too much from it. Harvest may disappoint. Thank you. See you again next time. Bye-bye.